What's poppin', y'all? In the ongoing series of what feels like repeated humiliation rituals by males in entertainment is a former NBA player who was #1 pick in the draft. I mean, granted, his career didn't really go much of anywhere. A lot of team going from a couple different teams, didn't really do anything ever. I think one of the teams that he was on, he got carried by LeBron James. So throughout his career, he wasn't anything special. Now, he did make some special money. I think it was about $60+ million that he earned throughout his career, which is far more than most families have seen in their entire bloodline, and it should be enough. But what happens is now, his video just seems to suddenly go viral, right? They just out of nowhere. The most scripted, acted out video I've ever seen in my entire life. So I'm just going to play this for you guys right now, and then we'll continue. If you've seen it already, just skip through it.
Just finding out you got an OnlyFans page. Out of all these years, yo, the disrespect that comes with it, that you couldn't even talk to me before you did it, that's bullshit, yo. That's up, Keith. I'm telling you, yo, that's up.
Wait, no, calm. But you're not gonna say fuck me or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
You recording me? What the you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look, so I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course I'm mad at you just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my choice?
I'm your partner. You're supposed to come to me and talk to me.
Joe, I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to you're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no solution. Not in my book. That's no
You
solution.
knew who the I was when you met me.
Before,
I
knew that.
thought that I would never have to go back to anything like
I knew
this
that
again.
beforehand,
But
no.
unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
After that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously, it hasn't.
No, it had to. I had to do something.
It hasn't. You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the
Come on, Keish, with that. It don't matter what they breaking you off. It's the disrespect that comes with it.
What disrespect?
You couldn't come and talk to me about it.
Okay, well, we're talking about it now.
Because I had to find out on the fly.
All right, then. But now, okay.
No,
so wait.
I had to find out on the fly.
So now you know.
Yeah, now I know.
Okay. And so? Whatever. I've been doing what I have to do, period. Like, that's bottom line. That's what it is.
Okay, so you guys clearly see that. The first thing that goes through my mind is this has got to be a joke. Like, this has got to be fake. This is staged. And the more I learn, as we'll get into a little bit later, it most likely is staged. But just the reaction, right? Like, if someone just finds out about this and the wife takes out the camera, right? There's probably going to be two responses. One is the guy is so enraged and unable to control his emotions that he's going to try to grab at the camera or, God forbid, do something worse. Or he's going to eject himself from the situation so he isn't humiliated on camera. And especially the way he was reacting, it was just so fake and playing on with it. And he wasn't even telling her to turn off the camera. That's another option too that he completely neglected. So all of that happens. And I decided to do some research. So I do some research and I find out, obviously, like this chick said, she was a quote unquote adult actress. They've always got to put like candy coating on feces type of careers, like dancer or, just stuff that's so much worse than the name insinuates. Like, oh, what does adult actress mean? Like, obviously we all know what it means, but just the term, it makes you initially think like, oh, this isn't that bad. Oh no, they're getting trained on camera. So she was one of those. She had several different names. To tell you how old this was, or how old this lady is right now, she was doing this in the late 80s, early 90s. She went by two different names. Like, one of them was Monique Seabrook, and another one was Yasmin Penn Davis. Like, I had to do the research on this. Not enough to actually see anything. But I was like, okay, so how does this guy not know that she's got an OF for what she ends up divulging was over a year? And the truth is, it's impossible for him to not have known. It was on her Linktree, it was in her Instagram, and this woman, this lady, is such an attention seeker on social media. She was posting like these 21-year-old girls in college do, with all of these trends, all of these different TikToks, all of these reels, consistently posting again and again and again to 25 likes, 30 likes here. And you're like, damn, grandma, put your stuff in the bleachers. Like, Joe Smith retired. Like, it's about time for you to retire, but the attention seeking never stops. So she had an obvious OF. Like, if you just checked her Instagram page, you're going to tell me he didn't check for over a year. And this is one of those people that thinks they're doing everything. Like, her OF page says she's an artist, singer, model, actress, author, entrepreneur, philanthropist, which if you sum all of this up, it usually means somebody's broke. Or they're scrounging together capital. You've never heard someone do all of this. And then, you just have this like custom content, all this other stuff. So he knew. There's no way he didn't know. However, this is not even her fault. Now, the people whose fault this is and who I'm going to criticize is number one, or number two, I'll say, Joe Smith. And number one, the people that are criticizing Joe Smith. So she says, oh, you knew what I was before you married me, this and that. And then people are saying, man, you knew she was an adult actress and you married her and she went back to that type of activity. Why are you surprised? Isn't social media consistently telling people, oh no, people can change. Oh, just because she was an adult actress, she's changed her life around. She's converted to Christ. She's done this. She's done X, Y, and Z. You can take her seriously now. Like past behavior is not indicative of future behavior in any way at all. So you should just ignore all of that and then, hope for the best moving forward. But then when something like this happens, it's damn dog, you didn't see that coming? You knew what she was. So what's the deal with that? Now, I'm leaning more towards, yeah, you knew what it was, you get what you deserve, but I'm consistent with that. So if someone is telling me, hey, this adult star I'm interested in marrying, she hasn't done this for 4 years, my judgment is always going to be absolutely not, under no circumstance, and I'm not advising you. Even if this might be an exception, I'm going to advise you against it. So I'm consistent in that regard. Sounds like everybody else is not consistent. Moving forward, Joe Smith. She says she didn't feel safe. Keep in mind, safe, I mean secure financially. This guy apparently spunked his money. On top of that, in subsequent interviews, which she's been doing a whole press tour for this, in one of the interviews, she said that he was working for her moving company. She said she had a successful career as a touring musician. I think she's probably getting gigs here and there in Europe. But she doesn't got no music career. She's never going to have a music career. Like all these adult actresses that think they're going to do music, give it up. Chalk it up to the game. You've got zero chance of making it. Zero, zip, zilch, nada. It's not happening. So there's that. It's just not going to be accepted. Unless you were from Europe and people didn't know your past and then you came here and you somehow made something shake. Otherwise, we've never seen it happen and we've seen plenty try. So she had a moving company. She also was on that Cameron interview or on their show saying she had these body lotion massage people and she was one of them. And she talks about Joe Smith she loves this guy. And she's trying to do everything she can to make sure that they can maintain the lifestyle that she's used to. So in theory, she could have left the guy. Now, some people say, oh, well, she's 50-something doing all of this. Yeah, she is, but let's keep it a buck. She could get another guy. So I think she actually wants to make it work with this dude, Joe Smith, but this guy hasn't been able to make anything shake. And what I think is the OF was flopping for a year straight. Let's keep it a buck. Her IG doesn't have much engagement. She's not known. She's in her 50s competing with chicks in her 20s. That's like if Michael Jordan came back right now and was trying to get into the league. Get out. It's a young man's game. It's a young woman's game in this regard too. So it wasn't cooking. They do this video. He goes through some humiliation for it, and probably she's making money off of it now. She's doing all this appearances, probably promoting whatever other businesses she's got going on. But she hasn't left the guy, and I think this is all his fault. She's actually shown him some level of loyalty, and she went back to doing what she knows best to make the money for him. So if you look at it like that, Joe Smith's got himself a quote-unquote good one, if you want to say that, in terms of she didn't leave him when things got tough. But man, she's employing you. You went from dunking basketballs to moving boxes. That's one hell of a fall off if I've ever seen one. And then going through the humiliation ritual for this. The way I look at it, right? Delonte West is in a better position than Joe Smith. Hear me out here. I always say something crazy like this, but it's not crazy. Delonte West can recover from addiction. We've seen addicts recover. I mean, look at Mike Majlak, Logan Paul's sidekick, an infuriating guy. He's recovered, and he's had a great life afterwards. We've seen A ton of addicts recover. So Delonte West can get it together and recover. However, Joe Smith, this level of embarrassment, this level of cuckoldry, this level of just looking like everything fell apart. You financially fell apart. Your NBA career wasn't that great. You can't take care of your woman. You married a woman that shouldn't have been married. You weren't able to take care of her. You started working for her, and now you have to embarrass yourself because she's trying to put out this persona so she can start making money to take care of you guys. So you can't recover from this. It's shameful. I mean, look at Scottie Pippen. He wasn't anywhere near as bad as Joe Smith. But, has Scottie Pippen recovered? Has Will Smith recovered? No, you can't recover from public humiliation like this. And for Joe Smith, I think this is intentional. He's allowing himself to be publicly humiliated like this. I think it's a part of his just character to allow this to happen. God forbid he likes some weird stuff like this. So this is an overall embarrassment. She's doing what she's always been doing. The attention seeking has not stopped. And where I got to give her a little bit of criticism, because I'm not going to knock her, because we see her stripes. We've seen her stripes. We understand what she is. It is the one thing is why you have to do all this attention seeking on the internet, because a lot of it isn't driving to her quote unquote businesses. Most of what she's doing, you just go to this lady's Instagram and you scroll through it, a bunch of it is reels that 20-year-old girls are making. And you're like, what are you doing trying to keep up with them? And then she was talking about, bodies that she had from quote-unquote work are different from in her personal life, which is just, I guess you got to have multiple personality disorder to be able to even survive in that type of environment. But that's neither here nor there. This isn't about criticizing her. This is about criticizing Joe Smith and people that are saying certain types are redeemable and worthy of marriage. That's pretty much what this video is about, and I'm gonna clock it out here. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.